Hey guys, Al DeMarco here, General Manager of DeMarcoSports.com, and this is going to be your Monday video report. Well, it is finally over. Well, at least later tonight it's going to finally be over. What I'm speaking of is, of course, the college basketball season. It's hard to believe that this season started way back in November. I mean, you don't really have a perspective on it when you're a handicapper like myself until you sit here at the end of the season and go, November, December, January, February, March. I've been handicapping college basketball games all this time. And the worst thing about college basketball is when the seasons start to converge. College football is ending. The NFL is still going strong. College basketball and the NBA all mushed together. It's a pain in the ass. I just have to be honest. But made money. Made money for those of you that have been customers of mine all season long. For those of you that never bought a pick, hell, made you some money here as well, going, 31-16 with the complimentary plays here on the video report. So it has been a damn good season. FYI, tonight I have raised the bar 20-dime winner, number 5 in a row. And just like the other 4, it's available unadvertised for half price over at DeMarcoSports.com using coupon code. Yes, you guessed it. The word half, H-A-L-F. Number 1 was North Carolina over Michigan State a couple weeks ago. Number 2 was Connecticut over Northwestern. Number 3 was Purdue over Tennessee. And then number 4 was Connecticut over Alabama. A little bit of a sweat, but the Huskies got it done. And tonight, the last 2 winners meeting, Purdue and Connecticut. Half price play using coupon code HALF, H-A-L-F. Now, yesterday, I went back to baseball and hit top-rated 15-dime winner, number 5 out of 6 to start the season, as I delivered with the Braves on the run line, minus $1.10, 5-2 over the Diamondbacks. That was on the heels of cashing in with the Brewers, 6-5 over the Mariners on Friday. So again, starting the season 5-1, I've told you repeatedly, the first 3 weeks of any season, the easiest time to make money in any sport, because the odds makers are clueless. The lines are always the softest. Trust me, if that game was being played again a month from now with Chris Sale going up against Nelson of the Diamondbacks, I assure you that run line price instead of $1.10 would have been $1.35 with Atlanta at home. No ifs, ands, or buts. So I will continue to make money in baseball as I've done 17 of the past 22 seasons since I created this site. And I hope you're along for the ride. And I have another free play coming your way in just a moment on the diamond. Yesterday, took a split, cashed in with the Yankees plus $1.30 on the run line, lost with the Tigers minus $1.15 or plus $1.15 on the run line. Saturday, hit another run line play, another underdog, in fact, with the Cardinals plus $1.40 on the run line over the Marlins. And yeah, that free play is coming up in a minute. If you're interested who else has a big play today on the site, Chris Jordan, who has only won 37 of the last 56 days, including 22 out of 33, who has only won 35 of the last 50 college basketball releases. Tonight, 30th ever blank check release of his career in college basketball. He has it on tonight's side, and you can get it for over half price off. That is advertised over the site as well. By the way, his last one happened to be Connecticut over Miami of Florida, 5.5-point chalk winning by 13 in last year's Final Four back on April 1st of a year ago. So those are the hot plays. Quickly, I was thinking yesterday, I happened to watch, of course I had to watch, the Iowa-South Carolina women's championship game. Good game. I'm not surprised South Carolina easily covered the spread in that one because they were certainly the better team. I know everybody wanted Caitlin Clark to win it, but I didn't think she would because Dawn Staley just had the better team. When I think about it, Dawn Staley, for my money, is the best coach in women's college basketball. Of course, she has long ties to the Philadelphia region, was Temple Al's coach. I went to Temple University. But more importantly, when I think about it, I was very fortunate to get a start in my career when I was in high school doing cable television games for all sports when nobody was really doing cable television games, but I was fortunate enough to go to a high school that was really ahead of its time to have a full-fledged television station. And one day just talking, we thought, well, let's take the black and white cameras, because there were no color cameras at the time that schools could afford, and start doing basketball and football games. And not only did I do men's games, but I started doing women's games. And I really got an appreciation for games that were played under the rim as opposed to over the rim. And I was thinking yesterday, I mean, I did a couple of high school basketball games when Dawn Staley was a star at Dobbins Tech. And then I was thinking even further, Bo Kimball and Hank Gathers, the late Hank Gathers. I did a couple of games when they were stars at Dobbins Tech as well, back in the public league in Philadelphia. And Gino Auriemma, the Connecticut coach, when he was an assistant coach at Bishop Kenrick High School in Norristown, Pennsylvania. And Phil Martelli, the longtime St. Joe's head coach, who the past couple of years was an assistant coach for Juwan Howard at Michigan. When he was head coach at that same school, I was doing high school games back then, which tells me, A, I'm getting old, and B, God, I really saw a lot of folks that went on to success. Oh my God, Gene Banks and Louis Lloyd, Black Magic and White Magic, they used to call them, when they were stars in Philadelphia and eventually had NBA careers. Let's see, Lloyd went to Drake and Banks went to Duke, and both went into the NBA and got to do a ton of their games, in fact, as well. So, yeah, God, I've really been around. That's scary. Anyway, let's move on and let's talk about your complimentary play. I'm going to go with the Braves. Again, I really like the Braves today, in fact. If it wasn't for this little basketball game, I would have used the Braves on the run line today. They're only $1.20 favorite with Charlie Morton at home going up against the Mets. And listen, Charlie Morton opened last week with a nice, strong performance in Chicago against the White Sox. Now, anybody can beat the White Sox. They can't hit worth a lick. Okay, but 6 2/3 innings, 3 hits, shutout ball, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. The Braves are now 3-0 at home. You know, I took them yesterday. They took care of business against Arizona. But why I really like Morton in this spot is that he's facing the Mets, and in 13 starts against the Mets in the 3 years since he joined the Braves, he has a 3.46 career earned run average. Last year he faced the Mets 4 times, and he had a 3.27 earned run average. Not bad for a guy who's 40 years old. And last year he had, the last 2 years at home, he has a 3.13 earned run average. So I'm going to go with them. I'm not impressed with the way the Mets have been playing. Ironically, the Mets are going with, I always get this guy's name wrong, Julio Teheran. I don't give a damn what his name is, to be honest with you. I don't really give a, I can't say that 4-letter word, can I? But who ironically debuted with the Braves back in 2011, was a 2-time All-Star with the Braves, pretty much was out of baseball with shoulder injuries until making a comeback with the Brewers last year. And I think probably the reason the Mets picked him up is their new director or general manager, David Stearns, was like in the Brewers organization the last couple of years. The Brewers picked him up last year. And in 14 outings, 11 of them starts. I mean, you know, you always need an arm. Had a 4.40 earned run average, but he gave up 13 home runs in that 71 innings that he pitched last year. So not exactly a guy you want to face when you have the Braves' power, I don't believe. And this is only going to be his, I wrote it down. He's only pitched 25 big league games over the past 4 seasons since being released by the Braves back in 2019. So again, I think the Braves are a cheap price here, minus $1.20 on the run line. So why wouldn't you play them? So that's going to be your complimentary play today. I wish you well, guys, and we'll talk to you again soon.